somebody told me very profound later in life that Umang, your mom did not choose schizophrenia. Schizophrenia chose
True,
your
yeah, very true.
Yeah. So मेरे पापा बुरे इंसान नहीं है, उन्हें बिगड़ी बीमारी है और मुझे बीमारी से लड़ना है, पापा से नहीं.
Hi, Umang. How are you?
Hi Mahendran, how are you?
Nice, I'm nice. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
My pleasure to be here with you.
Same here, thanks
Good
for
to have you.
inviting me.
My pleasure to have you on my podcast, Business Arena 365. This is a business channel and we showcase professionals and business owners. So it is a pleasure to have you on my channel.
Thanks for inviting. Pleasure to be here, Mahendran.
My pleasure too. So, Umang, you have been doing a lot of things in terms of helping people in their life, in their personal life, emotionally. And you also run a club called Hugging Club of India. So you're the founder of it?
Yes, you're right.
Oh, wonderful. So how did this happen? Like,
Yeah, okay. Thanks for first of all inviting me and helping me to spread awareness about mental health, and giving an opportunity to talk about Hugging Club of India. Thanks. So, Hugging Club of India, basically, Mahendran, is born out of my soft corner for mental health challenges. So, I basically come from a family which was so-called dysfunctional. It was not a regular family.
okay.
My mother had schizophrenia and my dad had bipolar. So I grew up in an environment where my parents, my mom and dad had mental illness. Yeah, so it was a very difficult childhood. Basically, my father, we didn't understand, he would gamble for days and not come home for days. He would, whenever he would get salary, he would go to casinos and gambling houses and not come home. He would steal money from home. He would take my mom's jewelry, sell it off, or keep it on rent and take money and gamble.
Okay.
And my mom would come home. My mom would sit home and cry, kind of a thing. So I grew up in this environment where my father, I didn't have a father figure. He had mental illness called bipolar, and I didn't understand that time. So I thought it is a character flaw. He's a bad person.
Okay.
Yeah. Along with that, my mother had a mental illness called schizophrenia.
Okay.
So my mother would talk to ghosts and spirits. She would see ghosts and spirits.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
Is it a
she would
sign?
hallucinate. It's hallucination.
Okay.
It's a mental illness. You see, hear things which are not there.
Oh.
So she would call up my uncle and say, "Your dead wife is in my kitchen. I am giving food and shelter. Please take her." She would get up in the middle of the night and shout, yell. She would talk to ghosts. So she was not a regular mom. She was not good in her work, not good in absorbing things. So I was very ashamed and embarrassed of my parents.
Okay.
So I grew up in this environment, not really proud of my parents. It was a dysfunctional family. So then somebody told me very profound later in life that Umang, your mom did not choose schizophrenia. Schizophrenia chose your.
True. Yeah, very true.
Yeah. So मेरे पापा बुरे इंसान नहीं है, उन्हें बिगड़ी बीमारी है और मुझे बीमारी से लड़ना है, पापा से नहीं. So with this insight, I started the Hugging Club of India to remove stigma around mental illness because I was ashamed of my parents. So it is not them, it's a mental illness. So I started this club to remove stigma around mental illness and to encourage people to openly talk about their mental illness without the fear of being judged.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Thanks.
So you've been doing this for how long?
It's been 7 years.
7 long years. Wow. So 7 years, so you must have faced a couple of challenges. I'm sure you've faced many challenges, I suppose.
Yeah, there were challenges. First of all, to begin with, people, when I started this, people said that this is very negative things, When I come over there, it's all negative. You're talking about mental health. I don't want to come. Why are you spreading? Or why do you want to talk about all this? Some people said that this mental illness is the past life karma, and why you want to talk about it. But I wanted to share. I went ahead, and started sharing. There were some people who came to my platform and started promoting themselves, in terms of some alternate therapy or something like that. So there were challenges. There were challenges of people, who were calling me up in the middle of the night and they wanted to end their life.
Oh my
So we
goodness.
had to run around and find something. There were people who would fight, with mental health challenges in the group, and we need to sort this out. So yeah, there were challenges, but there was more help from the
Help
mental
also.
health fraternity. People opened their doors of their home, houses. One of the reason I forgot to mention that the main reason we started Hugging Club is what triggered is the death of my friend Vishal Tondon.
Okay.
My friend Vishal Tondon died of suicide.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
At
he
what
was
age?
40. Yeah, he was 40. His career wasn't going anywhere, and his boyfriend had just left him. And he thought talking about his chronic depression, people will think he's emotionally immature, he's lost in life. And that's the reason he took this step. So finally, with my mom and dad's mental illness and this whole episode of losing my friend
Friend.
to mental illness, where he couldn't come and talk to anybody because of the stigma, we decided to start Hugging Club in 2017. So
Oh.
people can openly share without the fear of being judged.
Oh, nice. That's a very wonderful job you're doing.
Thank you, my dear. Thanks.
How does the society accept? How did they take it? I mean,
Yeah, the society is still changing, but we have a long way to go. One of the good news I want to share how society is
Yeah.
accepting and what people are doing to accept it. The whole inspiration, Mahendran, to start also something like this, that I used to take my mom and dad to a psychiatrist. And there was this psychiatrist, Dr. Bharat Vatwani, and I would sit at his reception area to wait for my parents' turn to
Turn to
come.
come.
And there was a huge hoarding, a plaque, which said that once upon a time I was very depressed. I was suicidal, and I wanted to end my life. And then I started the Shraddha Clinic. This is a reception area of one of the famous psychiatrists of India, Dr. Bharat Vatwani. Okay.
Oh.
And he has picked up 10,000 people from the street, people having schizophrenia, taken them to his rehab, treated them, and united them with the family. And when he comes to my show, Hugging Club, and talks about his mental illness, suicidal thought, that's where the society is changing. I mean,
Okay.
society is seeing the change where he is openly talking.
Okay.
So, Hugging Club is the only platform where mental health experts talk about their own mental illness.
Okay.
Where a psychiatrist will talk about his suicidal thought, depression. A therapist is talking about her panic attack, her anxiety. So that's how society is changing where mental health experts are coming.
Oh.
So today people are also
Accepting.
approaching, talking, and trying to understand that brain is also an organ,
Organ,
and
yes.
it can fall ill like any other organ.
Any other organ.
And it's nothing to be ashamed or embarrassed about. You're not embarrassed about your diabetes and say blood pressure.
Yeah.
Then why be ashamed of depression, panic attack, or anxiety?
No, wonderful. That's wonderful you put across because brain is also an organ, like you said. It can also fall sick, so you have to
Yes.
go and meet the right person.
Yeah. So the thing is, in India, the idea is, see, Mahindran, if you get a toothache now,
Yes.
you will run to a dentist.
Of course.
You will not think, oh, what is wrong, why I'm having toothache, I'm weak. No, you will run.
Anybody think, or
So if you have negative thoughts, you have anger issues, and if you can't control, you feel that you are weak.
Yeah.
Why should I go to a therapist or a psychiatrist? So if you can't control your toothache, you are not weak. But if you can't control your negative thoughts, if you can't control
one
your
the same
anger,
actually. It is one and the same. It's illness basically.
illness and stigma. There is so much stigma around.
People think it that way. But now I think a lot of people are looking at it a different way. But earlier it used to be a stigma.
Yeah. It's still a long way to go, but things are changing. People are openly talking about it. There are either the heartening thing where one of the therapists told us, at Hugging Club, that if you go to any therapist or to ask them who is a therapist himself seeing which therapist, because everybody needs a therapist.
Yeah.
So she empowered us that if you are seeing any therapist or in a process of finding a therapist, ask your therapist who is she or he seeing. So this is so empowering and liberating.
Wonderful. So there are a lot of celebrities also talking about it these days, openly. So you have any celebrities in your club?
Recently we have Manvendra Singh, who is the Prince of Rajpipla,
Okay.
one of the gay activists. He openly talked about his nervous breakdown. He talked about his, what do you say, uh, depression, anxiety. He went through his whole challenges. So we have Ira Khan, who had come to my show,
Oh, yeah.
Amir Khan's daughter.
American daughter.
She talked about her mental challenges, her anxiety, depression, bipolar, her mental health challenges. So she openly spoke about it and how she's taking help for it. Yeah.
Oh, nice, so nice. Okay. So what are your success stories like? You handle so many cases, so there must be some interesting success stories.
Yeah. There are success stories, and it's very heartening. Some of the success story, and one is from your city. I want to start with Pune.
Oh my God. Pune.
Yeah. So there is this woman who stays in Pune, and we had invited one of the psychiatrists, from Pune, and she saw a poster, and she attended Hugging Club meet, and she found it to be so comfortable and nice that she opened up and she said that this is the first time I'm sharing in my life that my husband is alcoholic, and he has been beating me for last 32 years. Black and blue. I've tried to end my life thrice. I have 2 kids. They are also alcoholic and they are also beating me. I'm living in a very fragile environment. But it's the first time in your platform I'm gathering the courage to take it. Now we have, for 3 years we helped, still for the last 3 years we are helping her with the psychiatrist, therapy, medicine and all. And she's now going out and helping others. She's a part of PETA, she goes to ISKCON. She's saying, I have pain, but I want to go and help other people to get out of the pain. She's openly talking, she's a part of Elon, a group of wives, alcoholic husband's wife, she's a part of that. So she's going and talking about it. She's no longer saying that I'm a victim, she's doing something about it. So that's very heartening to see that she's doing, she's coming out. She's gone and filed a police complaint against her husband and kids and all. So she's doing something about it, She's not just sitting, we always have a choice that, when it comes to mental illness or any challenges that it's like a nail, the nail is stuck in my foot. Oh, why did somebody put the nail? There should be better roads, or somebody's not sweeping. But you have a choice to remove the nail. So that's what. One of the girls, she called me, she said that, Umang, I saw your lecture and all that, and I am sitting at home. I come from a family where my father had left early in my life, and I have a borderline personality disorder, and I'm fighting at home with people. So this is the first time I'm openly sharing. She cried and she said, I need help. We gave her treatment, medicine, therapy, and now she's working in a corporate and doing job and getting promoted. So that's one. And other thing is, this has a platform where a lot of people, especially people from the LGBT community, have opened up and shared that they are into drug addiction, porn addiction. And we've been helping them to come out. I remember one person came and said that you have a meeting over here, and I was so lonely that I have come to this meeting. Had this meeting not been there, I would have gone and had sex and drugs, chem sex. So this meetings and platform like that is helping me to get out of drug addiction. So these are some of the success stories.
So nice to know all this success stories.
Yeah. And I want to add one guy, he was suicidal, he had OCD, he used to take shower for 4 hours a day. He had OCD. Yeah, scrubbing 4 hours a day. He was suicidal. We helped him with the treatment, medicine, therapy. Now he's working somewhere. He's productive.
So nice.
So, yeah. So what I'm trying to say, this is a platform where people, we have a WhatsApp group of around 400 people, where people can openly say, okay, I am feeling suicidal, I am feeling low, I am feeling angry, and we connect them to therapists, psychiatrists, and they can start their treatment.
Oh, so nice. It's a wonderful job you're doing.
Thank you. Thanks a lot for covering me.
Yeah, a pleasure always. And anything that you'd like to advise people in general? So there are two things. One is the people who are going through all this depression, suicidal tendencies and all. They are one side. The other side, there's a society which is normal and they look down about these people. Right? So you have anything to say to normal people? How should they treat these people or how to handle this?
Yeah, everybody is normal actually. So what I want to tell you, the society is that recent study says that every person has some kind of mental health challenge.
Yes.
You know, they did not choose mental illness. Mental illness chose them.
Yeah.
Right. If you a person, there are few celebrities. You know, I don't remember the name right now, in India and abroad. They have mental illness, major mental illness.
Yeah.
Honey Singh has mental illness.
Yeah.
He has bipolar. But look at people beyond mental illness. You know, look at their creativity. Look at other things. You know, they are more than their mental illness. You know.
Of course.
Yeah. And if you won't leave your boyfriend or your partner or your family member if he gets some mental health challenge or physical challenge, sorry, then why are you leaving somebody or not treating them? Don't leave the person, leave the stigma. Yeah. Leave the stigma around and help them. You go to a hospital. If somebody is not well, you take flowers, fruit, chocolates. When somebody is in a hospital because of physical illness, when somebody is in a rehab for mental illness, why aren't you going? Yeah.
True.
I want to tell you that if somebody gets a heart attack in your relative, friend circle or something, you will go and help, feel nice, rush to help them, connect. If somebody gets a panic attack, why do you rush to avoid that person?
Yeah, he needs you more.
Yeah. So what I'm trying to say is that mental illness is as physical illness. Yeah. Help person, be compassionate, kind. He has not chosen mental illness. Mental illness has chosen.
Yeah, like any disease.
That's what I want in society. Talking to people with mental illness, today if you think you want to go to a psychiatrist, therapist, and if somebody will see you, they will, what they will think. Right. If I am going to a therapist or psychiatrist or I am taking medicine and if somebody sees, what will they think? Or may pagal thodi hu make you dawai lo. But try to understand what is the stigma today will be norm tomorrow.
Of course, yeah.
Right? 10 years back, a woman when she lost her husband had to wear a white sari. Today nobody wears a white sari.
Yeah.
10 years back, divorce was a taboo. Today divorce is not a taboo. So what is taboo today will become a norm.
Yes.
Till it becomes a norm, do you want to suffer? And other thing is, you have absolutely no control of what people think about you.
Right.
They will think depending on their upbringing, what is their mood today, will they get the coffee. Mm-hmm. So do you want to act according to what people will think? There is help available. Why are you suffering? You can keep on blaming. Okay, I got a childhood trauma, my mother did that. So you can keep blaming or start taking responsibility for your mental health.
Yeah.
What do you want to do? You want to continue blaming and keep suffering, or take help take charge of your life? Yes. If you are blaming them, then you are giving the remote of your happiness. I just want to add a simple line and answer your question when you say to somebody who is suffering, if I am not healthy, I will go to a doctor.
Of course, yes.
If I am not happy, then why aren't I going to a therapist?
Simple. So nicely put across.
Yeah, thanks.
So your presence is pan-India, right?
Yeah, so we have 5 centers right now: Bombay, Delhi, Hyderabad, Ahmedabad and Pune. We try to meet online and offline.
Yes.
One of the reason which mental health psychiatrist says that therapy, medicine is fine. Other way is to build relationship, connection, bonding, that is also therapeutic.
Yeah, that helps a lot actually.
Yes, absolutely. That is therapeutic.
Emotionally.
Beating loneliness in a healthier way. Then an unhealthier way, like drinking, porn, whatever, mindless scrolling.
Yeah.
So we meet twice a month.
Okay.
Where we meet, we watch movies, we cook,
Wow.
so beating loneliness in a healthier way. So we meet twice a week, online as well as offline.
Wonderful. So that is great, Umang. So you're doing a great service to the humanity.
Thank you.
And a lot of people need your help.
Thank you. Thank you so much for calling
Keep doing
me.
And it's amazing. And anything I can do for you, please let me.
Thank you. No, you've done something nice. You're helping me to spread awareness. You yourself are helping me to break the stigma. Thank you, Mahendra.
Thank you. Thanks. God bless you.
Do like, subscribe, and watch.